Hello and welcome to the Last Place Fantasy Football Podcast. My name is Ryan. I am here with my co-hosts Ethan and Josh. This is week 11 Dynasty. Yeah,
Week 11.
11. How are we in week 11?
I will tell you, as far as all
How?
my leagues,
Time travel.
yeah,
Dude,
I will tell
I'm
you, like, it's crazy. Honestly, I
yeah.
can't believe it's been 11 weeks already, but now it feels like a new season to me.
Yeah. I mean,
Probably because your
yeah,
team's doing
this
so bad.
just it,
I
I
I
mean, he's doing better
not
than
I
all of
wish, but
us. So, no,
Well, you didn't have to say it,
I
Ryan.
mean, he is. He's killing it.
This is why
Like in
you
both
are
of our
Josh, or
leagues.
this is why Josh is your second wife.
Yeah, I mean he's really his fantasy
He's really just,
sageness
he's
has come
just,
out this year.
yeah. Okay,
Ding.
whatever.
Yeah, all right. Sorry, I'm
He's
trying to
really,
give a
I love
co-host
you,
a
Josh. I love
compliment.
you,
yeah.
Josh.
Sorry, co-host and friend.
I
But
love you, Josh.
oh my God, I
You,
do love you, man.
Ethan, you are somehow almost as petty as I am.
This is true.
That's saying
Yeah, I know.
something.
Yeah,
Ooh,
he's just
is
jealous.
the
He's just
animalist
jealous
going at
because
it?
his
Sorry, Kelly had something to say as well.
Yep, the animalist.
yeah.
The animalist.
He's just jealous because he's tied for dead last.
No, I'm
No,
Dang.
tied for
third
dead
from the
last
bottom.
in the West, I should say.
Well,
In your
you say
division.
that like the entire league is in tight right now. Like literally
That's true.
everyone is within a game or two of
No,
each other.
I will
Okay,
say
buddy.
Except for Josh.
I love our
Like
dynasty league.
other than
Yeah,
Josh,
I do.
every
It's
single
fine.
person in the league is one or two games off from each
Yeah.
other
And
going
well,
into the last 4 weeks of divisional.
Yeah.
I don't feel confident still, like honestly,
Good.
even though
Mhm.
it's just because I'm like, dude, I only have a 2 game lead and anything can happen within the next 3 weeks, and that terrifies me.
That's
I
true.
hope you crash and burn.
And if you
I hope
if
you're
you
the new
look at
Ryan.
the scores, like points for and points against, I'm
Well, he's ahead
coming
by
up on your score right now. Like I'm 100 points away from you,
Yeah.
and I've been catching up over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah,
I'm
you
like
literally you had
300.
no, Ryan had an incredible week last week.
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah,
was I think, are you the first one to crack 200?
I think so.
No, I think
I
you
think that's
wait this year?
no,
Really?
no,
Yeah, this year.
no.
Really?
This year, yeah, this
I
year
don't
we only had one 200 point game, I think. Because you've
Yeah.
had a lot of 190s, Josh, but I don't think you've hit 200.
I don't think so either. I'll double check that real quick.
Yeah, let's
Dude.
check. I'm
No, I
going
think Alex
through
might have
to
had
the
one,
end.
oddly enough.
Oh, I
Yeah,
think Alex did.
Alex. No,
Oh,
Michaela. Michaela had one
Oh,
Michaela
in
did. Yeah,
week
Michaela had
Michaela
one.
did.
9. She
No,
had
so
212.
Ryan, I think
Yeah.
you out.
Oh, but that was the mixing week.
Oh, okay. So you and
Yeah.
I think have had. All right. So the mixing week was like week 9. So let me just check that real quick. Yeah,
Oh,
she's the highest
yeah.
at 212. So it's
Yeah, because she had
212. Then
Mahomes
I am
getting
at.
like almost 40 points, Mixon getting
And then
60,
mixing.
Drake getting 30, and then Kirk getting 20,
And then she just
Lockett
got
Yeah.
lucky this last week
17.
against
Yeah.
me in my must
Yeah.
win. So thanks for
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
Michaela. You
Yeah.
engaged piece of crap.
So,
Wow.
jeez.
We're
Salty.
throwing shade at everyone tonight.
Dang.
Alex, if you're
Salty.
listening, you're the
Yeah.
worst in the league again. So congrats on that, buddy.
Salty Ethan.
Soon to be the Helt Award
I'm
for our
facing
last
Alex
place
this
winner.
week. I'm
Yeah, I
facing
hope you
Alex
tap
this
him.
week. Oh my
I hope you
God.
tap him
Okay,
relentlessly.
I vote that we start this over because we've gone way off book.
Nah. Let's keep it in because I also want
No?
to. I mean,
Okay, all
this
right, let's
no.
keep
This
it in.
is
We'll just
Are
have
we
to
are we
cut
cutting right
that.
here?
yes.
Are
No,
we
no,
in
no.
a
We are
cut
not.
right now?
We're not cutting. We're not cutting. We're not cutting this
No.
time
Oh, we're
because I
going.
actually
We're
Not
think
cut.
this is a perfect
Okay.
transition because
no holds back.
Okay.
I want to bring up the Cole
Go
Kmet
ahead.
trade.
Yeah, you didn't
Just for
even wait for
funds,
me. You
Okay.
didn't even like give me a heads up, like,
dude.
oh,
All
I'm
right. So
fielding
the
another offer.
Dude, would you have paid that?
Yeah,
I
would
don't
you
know.
have
He
paid
had
that?
paid
Mine
a
was pretty
23
decent.
second.
Well, Josh, I don't know. My offer was pretty close to that because there's something else
What were
with
you gonna
mine.
offer?
It was a
What
draft
were you
pick
gonna
and
offer?
something
We'll
Oh,
review
else.
it
the.
was a draft pick, and
We'll
Alex
review the trade.
Alec Pierce.
oh yeah, it was you and Alec Pierce, and so it was yeah, it was a third and Alec Pierce. I think we
There's
had
a
a pick
third in Alec
swap.
Pierce. Yeah.
Oh, I would have taken
Third and
that,
Alec
Josh.
Pierce.
And I think it was year
Really?
4th.
Yeah, it
So
was like my fourth.
I would have taken that, Josh.
Honestly, I thought about it, but then as soon as
you were gonna get a second for it.
yeah, as soon as I realized I was gonna get a second for it, I went for
Well,
it.
yeah, that's fair enough. But
And the thing is, I'm giving up a 2025 fifth. Like I'm
Yeah.
like fine, but
That's like a way
I
off.
just it's also just
That's
kind of to like this is where I do think Ethan's deal was slightly better, but to get the full circle of trading Kmet back to Tyler after
that's
I
offensive, honestly.
that's where
That he-
that's where I was like I
He
had to
dropped
do
him
this.
and then had to trade his second round pick to get him back.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
let's
brutal.
let's
but
go
do
in
you
just
remember-
for just reference. He dropped him. Just for
Yes.
those,
So
those
no,
of you that are
let's go
listening,
through the
let's
full
go.
timeline here.
Yes,
Alright,
Ethan,
so-
let's do it.
So Tyler, we're asking about a trade, like preseason,
Yeah,
and,
like
like-
July.
and Tyler has been like connecting literally just like a tube of bull crap to his head that he just listens to every
Oh
single
my
night and
God.
is filled with.
Dude, stop
And he's
trash
like,
talking.
Cole Kmet is worth like your entire team. Cole Kmet is worth the first round
Terrible.
pick.
No, I think what so
Like,
on
have you even looked on Roto Trade?
Come on.
And so,
oh you had to
So-
bring it up.
So we're like, dude, like-
no.
we're trying to tell him, we're like, Tyler, like, he's not worth that much. Like I want
So-
to make this happen, but like you're asking for too much. And then
Yeah.
this goes into the season where he's like playing like trash and like Tyler was complaining about him to then dropping him and now having to trade back for
Yeah,
him.
'cause
Josh,
he-
if you want to add something else to the story.
Yeah,
He
no.
drafted
So the big
him. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go.
He did draft him, yes.
yeah, he did draft him, and I mean, Ethan and I have been looking at Kmet. I mean,
For a
when you get
long time.
98 targets last year and no touchdowns, you're like, okay,
Long
this is about to
time.
get wonderful. And then obviously it was really bad. Like there was a couple leagues I was just like, crap, I wish I picked him up or something or anything like that. But the funny thing was it was always all right, Cole Kmet, but can I get like Waddle included or something like that? It was on the extremities of those. So we were taking the intention
he
of
was-
we want just Cole Kmet.
Yeah.
And then it was like, no, let's make a larger deal. And I think that's
Yeah.
where Ethan and I were like, this
wanted-
is getting way out of hand.
He wanted Waddle from you. He wanted Chubb from me for like Kmet and like other stuff. And I was like, dude, no.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's like, no, this is not what we're
Not
going
even
for.
close.
But for fantasy leagues, like these are the small trades that really define like championships or not.
Yeah.
And so for me to stick it back to him after he dropped him
And
to make him trade for him again.
Yeah, he's
And
got to
let's
hold a fat
just-
L on that one.
let's just go back to the week that he dropped him. He had not had a good game, as in like more than he had one game more than 5 points, and that's it.
Oof.
And then the week that he dropped him, that next week, he got 9 points. And the next 2 weeks after that, 22 and
He was over
25
20. Yeah.
points.
Yeah.
He scored 5 touchdowns in 3 games. In those
I hope he
3 weeks
crashes
that
and
he did not
burns.
have him.
Now I hope
I'm gonna
Kmet sucks
laugh
for the rest of the
so
year.
hard. I'm gonna laugh so hard if he does not produce at all for the rest of the year. I hope he doesn't, because he spent a lot on Kmet. To get him back
Yeah.
less than 3
Yeah.
A
weeks.
second on Kmet is a
gotta-
lot.
And
Yeah.
so actually
a
I'll
lot.
give some I'll spill the tea on this. He originally offered me a 2024 second. And I told him it has to be a 2023, a 2023 second.
Yeah.
And let's
the
let's review what he has. He does not have a first, and he now
Yep.
does not have a second. in
And if
2023.
I'm not
Well,
mistaken, I
and so
believe.
well, here's another ripple effect from that trade. Now, like he was trying to get Monty off of me. Khalil Herbert's on IR, and he doesn't
Yeah.
have the picks to trade for Monty anymore from my team. So now I'm holding on to Monty, and Monty's back in
Yeah,
my starting lineup.
I actually, Ethan, I'll give
Yep.
you something interesting. In my redraft league, I just traded for Monty. I
Yeah, I would be so. All right, here we go. Welcome to the podcast. Trade for
yeah,
Monty.
yeah, trade for Monty. Yeah,
Trade
I
for
absolutely.
hope you
So,
Monty.
yeah,
enjoyed the roast
Because he
session.
kind
Now
of
trade for Monty.
dropped
now
out. Obviously he's gonna. I don't know if it's gonna.
He's just in a weird situation.
These next couple of
yeah,
weeks are going to really show like whether Justin Fields is going to be a true running threat, or he has just had a really good couple of weeks
Yeah. I
on the
don't know. I'll tell you
ground.
what. I'm excited for the Chicago Atlanta
So
matchup though.
actually,
mhm.
yes,
That's
I
gonna
am
be a
too.
good game.
Yeah, it is going to be
Yeah,
a
Because
good
you
it's
got
game.
a
going to.
pissed off
I'm
Arthur Smith, Justin Fields, Michael Vick impression.
Yeah, and
yeah
on
yeah
top of that, I mean, I bring it up, but I think this is Mariota's last.
Oh,
This
it's
is his
got to be.
final audition,
It's got
I
to
and the
be.
only reason why. So
it
I
has to
and I
be.
I got a
I
feeling we see
didn't
Ritter in this game.
I didn't think of it until like days later after we did the recap on for
Sunday.
news and injuries. I
Oh,
thought about it
Saturday.
as like you're on prime time. Arthur Blank's right there. And you better believe Arthur Blank is
Yep.
listening to what's going on.
Yep.
Atlanta's gotten lucky by not having a primetime game until that moment. And it's against Carolina. Like
Yeah,
maybe it's more forgiving if it's Buffalo. Maybe it's more forgiving if it's
Well,
Philly.
yeah, because they can say,
It's
"Oh, it's a really good defense," and
yeah,
we didn't prepare for it right, and
but it's
whatever.
Carolina who
Yeah.
has been the butt of the NFC this year, like as far as run defense,
yeah,
as far as like everything else, and you got
everything. Yeah,
embarrassed.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you got embarrassed for 3 quarters and then couldn't pull it out on the comeback trail in the fourth.
Exactly. And so that's where it's like it's either going to be coaching or it's going to be higher up to where it's like we need to figure out what we got in Ritter because
You
right
have
now,
to look at this draft class
yeah. You
because
have to.
yes,
if they
which
keep going down the way that they're going, they will have a top 6 pick in this next draft.
Yeah,
yes, and actually, Ethan, thank you for going to the draft pick because that's why going back to the Cole Kmet trade, why I said it has to be 2023. For 2023, I am treating second round picks as first round picks. And the reason why is because you're going to have 5 first round like caliber quarterbacks. You're going to have at least 2 top running backs and then at least 3 receivers off the top of my head. That's 10
Yeah, but
spots right there.
those 3
That's pretty good.
receivers will probably all go in the second round.
You think
Maybe one in the first.
you think
Maybe.
Boutte and Jalen Hyatt, I think they're in first round. They're in the first round window now.
Maybe it depends on who they get drafted to.
Yeah. So yeah, it really does depend. So
Because if they go to Kansas City,
yeah, but even what I'm saying with that though, that's still 10 caliber people that we're having a very high grade on,
Yep.
and that's the tip of the iceberg. We're gonna find more people like a Zay Flowers from Boston College be a very interesting like prospect. So
there's
now,
just so many
that's where
running backs, dude. It's gonna be nuts.
Exactly. And what have we seen this year? The cover 2 shell and what our offense is doing. They're running the ball. Run game is the future.
Yep.
The run game has
It's back.
on it. Yeah,
Welcome
it's
back to the early 2000s.
Which, and I give credit to a lot of people. So here's a lot of people I follow as far as watching stuff. So Cole Jackson had 2 guys watching football. Chris Sims especially has called this since 2018. Like literally what the Ravens and Patriots did that year was not by mistake. They went all in on the run game. And for the Patriots, it was because of the lighter boxes. And like when you're getting a Deion Buchanan at was a safety convert to linebacker. And now you have all these lighter guys. And then you have offensive linemen like Trent Brown and be like, okay, we're going to run the ball. Let's see if you can do it. And then the Ravens are adding the motion at the snap, the quarterback designed runs. And that's literally what you have for like today. And it started 4 years ago.
Yeah, and then you have like Arthur Smith and you have Vrabel, and you have Shanahan and all of
Mc-
the
and
Shanahan tree.
yeah, the Shanahan tree's been insane. Like Mike McDaniel, Mike LaFleur, Matt LaFleur. They're
Dabble,
all yep, Dable,
Dable, sorry.
Dable, Dabble.
Dabble.
And then I'm trying to
Sirianni.
yes, Sirianni is part of like a Frank Reich tree.
Yeah, and well, but then you
Um,
have Frank Reich, which is that
which
super
is
power heavy.
yes, exactly. And so like we're right and stuff. We forgot Stefanski.
Oh, and yeah, Stefanski.
So like
It's
that's
Stefanski.
at least half the league that's just transitioned to the run game out of nowhere. And it's like, all right, cool. You might be fast enough to cover receivers, but what are you going to do when it's the 40th run like rushing attempt of the game? Derrick Henry has 35 carries. Like, let's go. Let's see what you got.
Yeah, and you
And
can't
so
tackle the 225 4-4 running back anymore.
yeah, so I think the running backs, at least for the next 2-3 years, are going to be the point of conversation again. To the
Yeah.
like I would say, as if like put them in your flex over a receiver kind of deal, depending on who you have.
Yeah. But rabbit hole aside.
Yeah,
Rabbit hole aside.
rabbit hole
Welcome.
aside.
Welcome to the preview.
Well, no, this isn't a preview. This is dream
Yeah,
lineups.
Well, the dream lineup / preview.
Oh,
yeah.
it's
Slash
the
week
same
11
not preview,
preview.
no.
It's
So
all
Okay,
the same thing. We're gonna be talking
yeah,
about a lot of matchups.
it's all the same. Okay,
we
so
got quite a few.
yeah, we got quite a few. Um,
Boy, do we
all
have a
right, so
show for you.
Alrighty, so
I'll bet.
all right, so
I'm
so
ready
our
to
first
start.
one, yeah. Let's go on to let's do our QBs. So Josh, what is your QB for this week in your
Look,
dream lineup?
you gotta stick with the hot hand. Give me Fields. Fields against Atlanta.
Dude,
That
I'm taking
matchup is
Fields
juicy.
too.
Okay, cool. We're
Oh
up.
no. Okay.
Ryan.
All
Oh
right.
no,
So
Ryan.
Did you do
we're
it,
on
Ryan?
we're all taking a hot hand in
Yeah.
Fields. I mean, the dude has scored almost 50 points 2 weeks in a row. Will
And
he
had like a
crash
30
down to
point
earth?
game against New England. That's
Yeah. Will
Yeah.
he crash down to earth, or will he continue this just stellar
Rampage.
offensive just rampage? That's a great way of putting it.
yeah.
That's who knows against Atlanta, possibly.
Who hasn't
Yeah, it's
had the
doable.
great
Been
It's
yeah,
doable.
that
it's doable.
solid,
Well, their
but
rush defense went from 8 to like
20
yeah,
like mid
no, it's
20s.
not it's not that
yeah.
far. I think it's like 15 or 16 or something like
That-
that.
Well, thanks
Still
to
a
Dante
considerable
Foreman.
drop though.
I mean,
Twice.
he kind of blew you
Yeah, well,
guys
that's because
away
he ran
twice in
for
3 weeks.
230 some yards. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
not
He kind of blew you
ideal.
guys out of the water. But it was a divisional matchup. So,
Yeah.
Well, dude,
uh,
you need to look at his numbers against the South. He hasn't had below, I think it's 135 rushing yards in an NFC South matchup.
I thought
Yeah,
it
that's
was
pretty
18,
ridiculous.
118.
Or maybe it's 100 over 100 yards. He has not
Yeah,
been under 100 yards against the NFC
thought
South.
it was.
And if you want to talk about fantasy points, all of his top games have been against the
Yep.
NFC South. 22
Yeah.
with Tampa Bay, 39 against the first matchup with Atlanta, and then 27
Yeah.
the second matchup. So as far as if we're going to base it off the NFC South, let's see what we got here. Week 17. That's kind of an important week. That is Tampa Bay.
Yep.
Yeah, it's championship day.
Yeah, that is definitely championship day. All right. So Ryan, who was your quarterback?
It was Fields. Yeah,
Okay,
I said
all right. I
It's
thought
Fields.
same.
Like,
Like
how can you
I'm riding the hot hand,
how
man.
can you say
okay, I was
anything
about
else?
to
The
say.
matchup,
Yeah.
I mean the
We
QB,
pretty
like,
much got our
you
QBs
got
covered.
yeah, right. Yeah, you got to ride the
and
hot hand there.
if
I thought
Dean
you said someone
Pease,
else. I was
So
like,
listen, if
I
Dean
wanted
Pease is the man who shuts down Fields, I'm going to be beside myself.
I will laugh hysterically because that is so anti Dean Pease.
okay. I
And I
wanted
know this
to
because he's
I wanted to tell everybody my number two, because I had a
You're-
hard time choosing between Fields and Burrow, coming off of a bye
oh,
week
interesting.
Burr.
That
against a
Burrow
against a
wasn't my number
Pittsburgh
two.
defense. Yes, they're down Jamar Chase, but I think he can pull it off with Boyd and Higgins. So that was
Honestly,
my number two.
my issue is TJ Watt in that
Yeah,
scenario.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that scares me. And like they get him back for this game. And so
Mhm.
that's why Burrow wasn't my number two. My number two was Lamar.
Lamar.
And the
My
only
number
reason
two
why is
Josh.
okay, thanks. Yeah, but the only reason
Now
Lamar is
for
because
his first
Carolina's not
his
a
first game, Joshua Richter.
starting for who?
What number would you be if you were a
8.
quarterback, Josh?
I 8 or 2. I was
Ooh,
I
so
I
you're either
love
an
funny.
Ice or a Lamar.
That's
yeah,
funny
so
because
I
my number in high school was 82.
And mine was
nice.
28.
So my first number was 82 in Pop Warner, but I actually
That's crazy. Look at
in middle
us.
school actually loved number 2 because of Cam Newton. But I
Gotcha.
always loved number 8 because I used to have an old school Peter Boulware jersey, and the 8 on with the old Ravens uniforms was chef's kiss. And so that's why I knew I always loved number 8.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I was originally 82 in Pop Warner too when I played wide
That's
receiver.
That's crazy. I went from I went
So I went
from like
82 to 28.
yeah, I went from 82 to 52, and I think I kept 52 for the longest time. And then in high school, I went from hold on, high school, I was 50 not I think not 59. I was like I was 50 in freshman, JV I was 51, 72 in junior year, and then senior year I went 72 and then what became a tight end, and I ended the year with 16.
Cool.
So, and
And
then
welcome to
college
the
was
history of our
59.
jersey numbers.
Yeah,
Sorry,
welcome to the history of jerseys.
We're all
all
over the
rabbit
map
trails
tonight,
today.
guys.
All right,
Yeah.
running backs, baby. Let's
We are
Yeah,
all over
running
the
backs.
map. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's go on. We all did our QBs already. We'll swing back around to Josh.
Running back, Saquon. You're going up against Detroit. Give me Saquon.
Yes, the
All right.
quads. Yep, I
So
got
he is
Saquon
actually my
too. Quads against
RB2.
Detroit equals TDs.
Yeah, and he is my RB2. I think it's going to be a competitive game, not necessarily a great game for either side, but competitive. So I think he's going to get his fair share
Well, yeah, you got to
of
get
the
back to
workload
charity
in
every
that
now and
offense.
again.
Yeah.
So, Ethan, who is your running back?
My RB1.
You said
Yeah.
Saquon as well, right?
Yeah, but he's my RB2.
Oh, okay. All right. Who is your other
Yeah,
RB?
he's
then?
my RB2.
My
Yeah.
RB1 is Eccles, my boy.
Ooh, even against Kansas
City's
City.
terrible. Dude, their run defense
Wow.
has not been good. Their run defense is
That's
never good. They're always in shootouts. They always give
True.
up touchdowns in the red
True.
zone, whether it's passing or rushing. They're just spreading it open in the red zone this year. I don't know why, but they're giving up a lot of points.
All right.
I like that pick. I honestly really like that pick.
That's not a bad pick. That's not a bad pick. So
All right.
my
And it's Eccles. That's my boy.
RB1 Yeah. My RB1 is Joe Mixon. So, yeah, against Pitt.
Interesting.
Okay.
Y'all are gonna like my pick. I think this is gonna be funny.
I feel like
Okay, all
you
right.
always say that, and I never like your pick. So
Let's
give
go.
it to
Let's
me.
go. Let's go.
Score
it.
Daryl.
And again,
Really?
I don't like your pick.
Look,
I don't.
Chicago's
I don't
defense is
necessarily
not
like it.
good.
It's not good, and they just traded away.
No, Algier, buddy. Algier.
But I think Cordero will actually get the big chunk plays this time, and that's where I think the difference is. If anything, Algier may become a
Not when
touchdown
Tyler
vulture.
Algier is averaging
Yeah.
10 yards per carry.
I don't
Yeah.
think. I don't think that was.
I'm going. All right,
But
that's
go with
fair.
it.
That's fair.
Go with
I've
it.
trashed other picks
Do
before. I'm
it.
all in on
Ryan
Cordero in this.
disagreeing with his wife. Oh my! Everyone take note. Ryan just disagreed with his wife.
What?
I totally
Your
get it.
second
I
wife.
totally get it.
Gosh.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. So, yeah, so that is your RB2?
Yep, that's
Terrible
my
take.
RB2.
Wide
Okay, that's your
receivers.
RB2.
Terrible
My
take.
RB2 was Saquon. So,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm right there with you on the
Do we
Saquon
really?
train.
Oh my gosh, Josh. We have the same wide
Yeah.
receivers. Ryan, just tell us your wide receivers.
Yeah, we do.
What is your wide receivers? Let's go through your wide receivers then.
You want to just
We
Ethan, you
have,
want to just say
Since
yeah,
both
you
of
guys
them?
decided to
yeah.
be twinning
We have
today.
Diggs and JJ.
Yeah, we got Diggs and JJ. That was one heck of a matchup last week, and I don't think
Okay.
it will change anything.
All right. Man, I'm heavily favoring um the Bengals this week. My wide receiver
Oh my
two is T
gosh.
Higgins.
We got a rider.
And
We got a
my
rider.
Ethan,
wide
you're gonna
receiver
like my
one is
picks like
CD. Is CD versus
Oh,
Minnesota.
I actually like the
against
CD.
Minnesota.
I actually
I
like
like
the
that
CD.
pick. I like that. I like that pick.
Yeah.
I was picking between CD or Jefferson for me. That's the tough matchup for me. I personally think Diggs is actually will do better against Cleveland because those corners, besides Denzel Ward,
Yeah.
Speaking of
can't
Cleveland,
really cover. Can't.
guess who's back at practice?
Oh yes,
Who?
yes.
D Watt.
Oh, okay.
D Watt. You know who was not at practice? A joke that I will not make, but I will tell you after we're done recording.
Wow.
I think I know where that's going.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ethan. So Ethan, fun fact. Talking
Yeah.
about Eccles, Kansas City's defense so far in fantasy is ranked 22nd this year. So I think you're on to something there.
Okay.
Me being right when the whole season? Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah. So but yeah, I would but I think Diggs is I just think Diggs is such a matchup problem
Ryan,
for
Hey,
Cleveland.
guy, what have I been wrong about, Ryan? Call me out.
What?
Unfortunately, it's been Pittman this year, but that's been all of us.
Well,
unfortunately,
that's not necessarily true.
you're wrong that you were going to win a championship.
Yeah, that's true.
You were wrong that you were going to make it to the playoffs and win a championship this year.
I never said, "Oh, I'm winning the championship this year." I said I think I have a shot.
I don't know. I was going out on a limb. No.
Can't call me out for anything interesting.
I don't know.
All right.
All right. So let's go ahead.
Are we on tight ends now?
Let's move on to our tight ends. My tight end for this week is Tyler Higbee versus New Orleans.
Nice. That's a good pick. I like that pick.
Because as soon as Cup left the game, Higbee took over. It was pretty much the number
I say
one.
let's pat ourselves on the back because Ethan called it from the very beginning. I kind of called it.
Ethan called it?
Oh my. Oh,
this is
sorry, I'm on one today.
Folks,
Yeah,
this is what we have to
I really
deal with every week. Every week.
Listen, Ryan, it's hard being right all the time, okay? I'm
Ethan,
sorry. You know,
Ethan,
public
you
apology.
might have surpassed my pettiness.
I will take some
bad
takes from now on in order to drop down to your level. Sorry, continue, Josh.
But I was going to say, so Ethan wasn't very high on Cup getting into the year. And I feel like we were all kind of right when it's like, hey, their left tackle just tore his Achilles, abandoned ship. And so I think so far, just especially with Cooper Kupp, we are kind of right about that.
Yeah, but he's practically been bulletproof all year except for this injury.
This is his second injury this year.
Yeah, I'm not going to say bulletproof because you had to take him first round.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, it was kind of like the Diggs situation. It's like you're happy with 14, 15 points, but are you really happy for that, knowing that's probably the cap as well?
Yeah, that's true.
Well, it's just like people were taking him at between the third and fifth pick. And that's really high for the production he's had.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, it was very high, especially at 3.
He's playing like a 10th round pick.
Well,
not like a 10th round, sorry, a 10th overall pick.
Yeah, I was
I see what you're saying.
Round.
Yes. Round. It's like, geez. But the thing is that I think what we never took into account was that the rest of the team would collapse first, then Cooper Cup would collapse.
Yeah.
And that's something that I should have taken note of. It's like, oh, hey, they never really replaced these losses here.
I could feel it. I could just feel it coming.
Yeah, that
in the
hangovers are
air
real.
tonight.
Well, it was just
Hold
waiting
on.
for the other shooter to drop.
Thank you, Ethan Collins.
So, like
No problem, buddy.
his usage, he's being used so much in that offense, and they're force feeding him the ball. It's only a matter of time before
Sounds like a broken
he
toy to me.
starts. Yeah, before he starts to get wear and tear on him, and an injury like this week happens. So,
But that's
Yeah,
why
you know?
that's why you but this is what I sold Cooper Cup for. I sold him for Austin Eckler. And anybody wanna tell me where Austin Eckler is? Oh, running back one? Okay.
number one. Yep.
Okay.
he is. So, and it's close though. We're on the
It's
verge
by
of
2
having.
points, but running back one. I sold Cooper Cup for RB1, and I will take that
Well,
100
I
times
sold
out of 100.
Yeah.
I sold Dalvin Cook for Joe Burrow.
Well,
last
you
year,
mostly
and
sold.
honestly, I'm kind of
Well,
happy
no,
that I
say the
did.
full trade. Say the full trade, Ryan, because you sold Dalvin Cook for Joe
Ethan,
Burrow and
Yeah,
Ethan,
that's
we
why
can't
Chris
say the
Carson.
full
yeah,
trade because
and
we will
Chris
be here
Carson.
till tomorrow.
Exactly.
and Chris
No,
Carson.
I traded
Good
him
job.
for Chris Carson.
Well, here's the thing: we
Okay.
didn't know that
Chris Carson is just
Carson was
like
just going to retire.
Yeah.
negligible.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's. I'm
Yeah.
just saying it's
So
funny.
yeah, it's I
Alright,
chalk
I'm
it
just
I
saying it's
chalked it
funny.
up to a loss. TBH, I chalked it up to a loss in the off season. And
Yeah.
it's probably the first couple of games of the season. But after that, like
Oh yeah, when
seeing
Joe
what
Burrow's not performing.
Dalvin Cook has been doing and what Joe Burrow has been doing, and having that
Yeah,
Joe
Dalvin's been
Burrow,
kinda
Jamar
down.
Chase stack, it was worth it for me. It was worth it, even
Yeah,
though
'cause-
I
well, because
didn't
now
get
that you
Chris
have-
Carson.
you're gonna
Dalvin's
have
been
that-
on that Diggs 15-point performance most of the time.
Yeah.
Which isn't great. Like that's a flex player
Yeah.
at that point.
But I mean,
Exactly.
I think getting the stack is very important to you considering this a dynasty league. So you're going to have that stack for at least 3 more years, and so it's like, you know what, is it worth
Probably
Dalvin
longer.
Cook? Yeah, probably longer because most likely they'll sign both. So if that's the case, make the move now. So even with the whole Chris Carson and the surprise retirement, I still think it's pretty dead even when it comes to that trade.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to bring up my tight end, just going back to the dream lineups. I didn't pick Kelsey this time.
I did.
Nice. I went with George Kittle.
Okay. All right.
Arizona has not been very good against tight ends this year, and what better way to kind of have Kittle remind everyone that he is a legit tight end?
Okay. I haven't
There you
really
go.
seen him like shine since CMC got in.
I think
what
the
is
issue.
his-
So
what is his
CMC is one
production
thing,
been
but the offense has just been in disarray kind of all season long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly,
And he hasn't looked great since CMC got in.
I think
But
we should
yeah,
all just
I mean,
be
it
thankful
hasn't
that I
looked
didn't
terrible.
take Zach Ertz for my tight end.
Oh yeah, it's not a bye week at this time because he's out for the year.
Yeah, I'm kind of
Yeah.
screwed in that other league.
Oh yeah,
my
where Ertz was like your
league.
only saving hope at tight end.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Well, actually, no. I've got Schultz.
Oh, Schultz, dude.
So
Okay,
I'm
so
fine.
I was telling someone else this, and I said it's more. You have to understand with the whole Kelsey thing is that we all thought the Kelsey's value might fall off. I'll just take a little bit of a dive because we all expected Kyle Pitts to be good.
Yeah.
We all expect kind of Andrews to take the mantle. We all thought Kittle would be Kittle, and you thought you were going to have at least 5-6 options at tight end.
Yeah, and you have one.
Now you have literally one because Mark Andrews has missed multiple games and has had disappearing acts this year.
And Pitts
and
has
so
been non-existent.
Yeah, Pitts has basically killed your team if you went and drafted him in redraft.
Sorry, Ryan.
Callie, do you agree?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, she agrees.
Callie agrees.
Nice.
Yeah.
The animalist agrees.
The animalist agrees. And then
she had to walk away. She's so offended by Kyle Pitts.
But yes, and then on top of that, like, so Schultz, I mean, struggling in the beginning, but once Dak has come back, has just been very consistent, I will eat crow on Schultz because I think with the value and what happened with other tight ends,
Well, he's been better in recent weeks, but
well, I should have traded him for more. That's the other
yeah,
thing I'll say for me.
yeah, no, that's fair. All right, she came back for Schultz, so you want her back over.
Yeah. And then
Kelly
Ethan, you
stands Schultz.
said Kelsey as your tight end pick.
Yep, Kelsey,
Kelsey.
Kelsey,
All right.
Kelsey, Kelsey.
Okay.
For obvious reasons, I don't even need to justify it, and I
Yep.
won't even try.
All right, guys, we're on to the flexes for our dream lineup, and I kind of went crazy on this one. I went
Do
deep
it.
in the well.
Do it.
My first one's Brian Robinson
Ew.
because you're going up against probably the worst run defense in the league, and that being the Houston Texans.
Nah,
And
this is gonna be the one game the Houston Texans turn up and like force like 8 turnovers and
if that happens, I don't know what I'm going to do, honestly.
you're indebted to fantasy football.
Yeah, that's true. And then my other flex, I guess let's just say our two flexes now. My other one's Darnell Mooney.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Darnell Mooney. Okay. That's an interesting one. I I have two, and one of them is Antonio Gibson versus Houston.
Okay. We're
Ooh,
kind of on the same path
Okay,
of thinking
yeah.
though.
spicy.
He's been fairly consistent, as in he's been a consistent flex play the last almost
Like
3 weeks.
3 weeks. Not 3 weeks. He's
Yeah.
been consistent.
Yeah.
So I think against Houston, I think he's gonna be pretty good. I think he's gonna produce at least flex worthy numbers.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think that's fair.
yeah, and then Jamal Williams versus the
Ah, that's
Giants. So
dude, I was
That's kind of
teetering back
that's
and
kind of a
forth.
risky
it is.
play.
It's a
though.
risky play, but I think he's touchdown dependent right now, and he's being used more than Swift.
Yeah,
So
I think he's quietly been the starter.
yeah, I think so.
Like I don't think they're
But
officially announcing it.
he hasn't been impressive though. Like he's not
He's not
I
been super impressive, but
doing
he's been
anything.
consistent. That's the
because
thing.
well,
Yeah,
that's what
yeah, but you can describe Jamal Williams in one word. What are you gonna go with?
Unimpressive.
I would
Yeesh. I would go with consistent.
He has had.
I would
Let's
say
see. In
yeah,
the
I would
last
go with
3 weeks,
consistent.
let's look in the last 3 weeks. Week 8, 9, and 10, it was 24, 14, and 15. I'd say those are pretty solid flex numbers. And that was against Miami, not a great run defense. Chicago, decent run defense, and Green Bay. So he's put up pretty decent numbers. And he's rushed for more than 16 times in each of the last games in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, but I
So
would also like to add. So I rewatched Hard Knocks,
mhm.
just to get me kind of just excited just to see the Arizona one. But I watched the Detroit one. The first time they bring up Swift in that documentary, yes, there's editing. Yes, I understand it may not be 100% of what they said, but they literally went and said DeAndre Swift can be one of the top running backs in the game. All he has to do is just do it. And so that's when I went, oh, this is not a physical issue.
Mm.
This is a just gotta have it, just gotta want it kind of issue.
Mm.
I got a
And
question.
that's
Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah.
I'll ask a
And so
question.
that was the death nail because the thing is, what we saw in Hard Knocks is like if you're the ones just giving it everything you got, you will get more playing time in the Lions culture.
Yeah.
So that's why I think like Jamal Williams has always been that guy, the energetic, like the angry runner, but just not as powerful, kind of guy. And that's why I think he's gotten more of the carries. That now I have nothing to base that off of. That's just my opinion, but that's why I think it's kind of happened.
Fair enough.
Okay.
So what were you?
So I've got a question.
Yeah.
Do you see DeAndre Swift? Now this is far off view. Do you see DeAndre Swift getting traded in the next
No,
2 years? Either at the end of
Yes.
this year or the end of next year. Because
no.
he is still on his rookie deal till the end of 2023. It's the 2023 season. So going into 2024. Do they let him go as a UDFA, as an unrestricted free agent?
Mm,
Or do they
I would
trade him
say
and get quite a bit of value from it?
I
I don't
think
know.
they
They're
will
not gonna let
not.
him go.
Because a
They're not
dead
They're
gonna let him
not.
cap,
go
Yeah.
unrestricted
because
free agent.
dead cap, if they trade him
So
at the beginning of next year, the dead cap will only be 950,000 for them.
Yeah, because he's the second round pick as well, and this is
so
year
they either
3, if I'm
they
not
either believe in
mistaken.
him or they're trading him.
Yeah. And it
Yeah, I
sounds to
don't
That's
think
the
me
there's an
like
only
in
way
right
it's
between
now
happening.
because
it doesn't look like it's a health thing for him.
But that's on Dan Campbell. Like
Yeah.
that, I don't like his philosophy of like, oh, if I perceive that you're working harder than everybody else, then you're gonna get playing time because that doesn't mean anything. Because then you have guys like Swift and it becomes clicky. And if he's not in your clique, you're telling me you're not gonna play him, but it's DeAndre Swift. Like, what's the matter with
Well,
you?
I mean,
but yeah, but there's more to that than just like the better player
yeah.
though.
Right.
Like that
Well, but I
that
also think, but look at it from DeAndre Swift's perspective too. He's on the Detroit Lions. All right. That's Swift's perspective, I
Who
would say.
who have
Like, I'm
had
on the
one of the top
Lions,
it
offenses throughout this year.
yeah,
but
exactly. So
still
that
suck. What's their record over the
It's their
last 2 years?
defense. It's their
Why
their
would
it's
you?
the
defense can't
You're
defense.
telling
Yeah.
me,
stop.
you're telling me over
It's
two
Swiss
years when you
cheese.
win a combined of 4 to 5 games over 2 seasons in the NFL,
Yeah.
you're gonna want to get it or give it every single thing that you have. You're gonna look at me in
Yeah.
the face and when you have the skill and just straight up tenacity dog that DeAndre Swift has,
Kat,
Does
there's
he?
let
no
me point.
shot.
There's a problem in your thinking there, Ethan. And it's
Sure.
because the moment you just kind of let up and just not get things done, what's going to make the next team think that you can do it? He's not a first round pick. He doesn't have that bias carrying with him. And the fact that running back's already devalued. So he's kind of cheating himself out of money on a second contract if he doesn't do everything now. Personally, how I view it is that he will more likely get traded than cut. That's
Right.
like
Yeah.
it's not
So
going to be a Fournette situation.
here's
But my point is that there will be more teams desperate to get him than to go draft somebody.
Yep.
right
And
because
I'm
Because he's
I
looking at
proven
you.
well
talent in
look
the
at Fournette
NFL.
Yeah.
because I think Fournette is a really good like correlation of saying like somebody who's not performing. Look at the team. Why would you want to give everything up for that team? You trade him. Now he's over at Tampa Bay, and then you just see a side of that running back again that you knew was there when you drafted him, but weren't getting because why would he want to perform for the team that he's
Well,
on?
there were more reasons there than just like, oh, this team sucks. I'm not going to do anything. But
Right. And
because
I'm
if you
not saying that there's not, but I'm just saying like that's probably the majority of his perspective.
but even that, like if like your way of thinking in this scenario would work more if it's like, hey, I'm shutting myself down for the year. Like that situation I see would be more likely what you're saying, but like when it comes to actually playing on the field, you gotta give it everything you got, honestly.
Yeah.
So that's why I see the snap count and the carries. That's the problem that I'm seeing with Swift. And I'm like, if is it not happening? Like, what's going on here? And this is someone who did believe in Swift in the beginning of the year. Because if everything was good from the beginning, once he's fully healthy, back to the full workload. And the fact that it hasn't tells me there's
So
something else.
do you think it's personality or do you think he's still not 100%? I think he's still not 100%.
He has already said he will
That's
not be 100% for the rest of the year. And if that's the case,
mm,
then you have to go Jamal Williams.
yeah. Well, then he's an incredibly buy low candidate. I would say.
Yes, and especially because
By
when you're
unreasonably low.
yeah, like when your week 17
Sorry, that just makes me
championship
laugh.
game is
What?
Chicago.
That just makes me
What,
laugh
Ryan?
that he's now a buy low candidate after I just traded him at a premium in the middle of the off season.
Dude,
Yeah, do
well
you
done, sir.
fleece? Yeah, well done.
Well done,
You
sir.
look, and here's the thing: it got you Brees Hall, so
Not only Brees Hall,
working
but Tony
pretty.
Pollard too.
Oh, that's
Well,
right.
well done, sir. And two
Yeah,
first round picks.
yeah, something like
No,
So
it
two
was a
first round.
first, a second,
Oh, first and
and
second. Okay.
Tony
first.
Pollard. Wait,
That's still great.
let's see. Actually, I want to go into that. Hold on. I want to see for sure. Oh, come on, bring it up. Yeah, so this right here. So it was Hines, Pollard, 22 first, and a 23 second. So I have a second from this year from
Ooh,
that trade
man,
for DeAndre
that's
Swift.
looking really good.
So that was a
You
pretty darn
you
good trade.
absolutely brutalized
Yeah,
Alex.
that
You disgusting
yeah,
human being.
but yeah, I
Feel bad for
definitely
Alex
think
though.
if I'm the Rams, I'm calling about Swift in the
Yeah.
offseason. Like 100% calling because they obviously know Akers is not the answer. They know Henderson isn't either. All you have to do for that team, build your O line, however you want to do it, and go get buy low on Swift.
Callie agrees with you.
Yep.
The animalist agrees. So have we gone over flexes? Ethan, your flexes.
Yeah, it's just mine that I didn't go over. My flexes
Yeah.
are Scary Terry and Pollard.
Scary Terry.
Yeah,
Scary
I
Terry.
like those picks.
Yeah,
I like those are good
I
picks.
I don't know about Pollard because Zeke has been practicing this week and he might be active. So
Doesn't matter.
okay,
you think it's
I
you think
like
it's
the
done.
faith.
You think
I like
it's
the faith.
I like the faith as well.
I am the
I
Cardinal.
I am encouraging that. I want that.
are you the running back cardinal? If Pollard
Yes.
ends
Oh,
up
I like
having a
that.
really good the
I
running back
like that.
All
cardinal.
right. If you
I say let's yeah.
are you making a prophecy of Pollard being the starting running back for the rest of the year?
Ryan's asking for a friend.
I want it. Yeah, I'm asking for a friend.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, I like
Yeah.
it. All right, guys, who are y'all's defenses?
The Deflatriots.
Oh, against who?
They're playing. Oh crap! I just had it up.
You just pick a defense. We're like, yeah, I'll
No,
just
I
take
just had
them.
it pulled up. Crap.
My
All right, go ahead because I don't remember. I
mine
literally
is
just had it pulled up.
mine is the Buffalo weather this week.
Mine
6
is
feet of snow.
Washington defense against
They're playing New
That's
York.
that's a
Sorry,
good pick.
they're
That's a
playing
good
the
pick.
Jets. New England against the Jets.
Okay.
Ooh, that's an interesting game.
Really, with the Jets on a tear like this?
Yes.
Okay,
because Patriots have been the only one to really shut them
that's
down.
true. That is true. Oh yeah, and it's divisional.
But that's true about
That's
everyone.
right.
Divisional.
Yeah.
Patriots have looked good over the last like 4 weeks. I like them.
All right, so my real answer is the Saints defense against Buffalo. I mean, not Buffalo, the Rams.
Oh, okay.
That's an interesting one.
Well, I mean, Stafford's going to be back because Wolford is.
Oh my gosh.
Wolford
Who
Cup
enjoyed
won't.
who enjoyed the battle of the backup
It
quarterbacks
was
more
awful.
than me?
Oh, that was an interesting time.
Oh man.
So
All
yeah,
right, so
we're moving on to. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. You take it.
is bus sleeper and lock.
Yeah. Bust.
Ooh, it's
sleeper,
already
and lock.
bus sleeper lock time.
Yeah, and
So
we still have a whole debate after this season.
what is your?
Oh god.
Oh God, I don't think we can do the debate.
Yeah, we got time. We got
Okay,
time.
we gotta move through this quickly then. All right, what is your bust, Josh?
DJ Moore.
DJ Moore,
Ooh,
because he's expected to
interesting.
flourish from what I heard.
Yeah, but he's going up against Marlon Humphrey this week.
All right. So my bust is Dante Foreman against Baltimore.
Okay, so on the same path.
Yeah, I think that Baltimore defense is going to stuff Dante Foreman.
Yeah.
I'm fine if he proves me wrong, but I think they're going to stuff him. All right, Ethan.
Mine is gonna be Mr. Let's Ride himself
Nice.
So wait, what?
Nice.
against the Raiders. Russell
Russell
Wilson.
Wilson.
Oh,
That's a bold choice. I like it though.
gotcha. Okay. All right.
I don't know, and it's more of a
Um,
wish because I just want to see the Raiders come out with some fire.
Yeah. Well, it's a good divisional matchup against them. It's a rivalry, so it'll be interesting. Um. All right, Josh. Let's go ahead and see your sleeper.
Sleeper. So I originally put Kittle,
Okay.
but I'm actually gonna throw it differently. And I'm gonna say Greg Dulcich.
Greg Dulcich. All right. Interesting. He's the tight end for the
Denver
for the
Broncos. Yep.
Broncos.
I
All
know
right.
I know Russ is Ethan's bus and I like to pick, but if anything, I think Dulcich he's been on the field basically for almost all the snaps. He is
Gotcha.
the top tight end.
All right. After they used a heck of a lot of them at the beginning of the season, I think they had like 4 different tight ends
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
game.
They literally like thinned out everyone.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, guys, tryouts.
Yeah, yeah. Real life tryouts. We're
Who
gonna
is
put
the
you in the
most
game.
athletic on the field?
There you go.
Yeah.
Um,
It is
my
not Alberto,
my
apparently.
sleeper is Darius Slayton.
Ooh.
Good pick.
So
Good pick.
wanna see what
Not
he
Kenny
does.
Galladay.
Not Kenny Galladay.
Not
No, thank you.
not financial goat himself.
My
Kenny
my
Galladay.
sleeper is anyone but Kenny Galladay.
Oh my gosh.
Which is crazy that you made Russ your bust, even with that knowledge.
Yeah. No, you want my actual sleeper now.
Yeah.
Sorry, Josh, I'm going against you. I'm going with Antonio Gibson.
Oh, that's the
You went fair.
All right. All right.
That's fair. That's
For my
fair.
sleeper.
You know,
Cool.
I think they're using both pretty well, surprisingly to say that, because I was crapping on their idea with
And
Gibson.
they're finally giving
Robinson,
Gibson
but
some passing work. So
Yeah.
but they transitioned to just like, hey, we're running the ball, and then Scary Terry's one-on-one. Let's go for that.
Yeah.
Scary Terry against the
So
Eagles.
they completely transitioned. So
put us on your back.
I will give Scott Turner credit there.
All right.
Good job, Scott.
Cool.
We've given you a lot of crap. Good work. You beat the Eagles.
That is true.
Okay, so yeah, you stuffed the Eagles. I loved it. I loved watching that game.
Oh, I loved every
So,
minute of it.
Yeah, being a Vikings fan, I love
Yeah,
seeing
now you just need one more Eagles
I
loss, and
know,
you're
I know.
up in first.
Oh yeah,
Take
just
number
Ryan at
one.
home with a blonde wig on
I'd love
and
it.
a whole Viking helmet,
If
just
you-
sculling
if
during
we
the
Yeah,
make
entire
he's
it to
game.
the-
sculling for like
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Sculling for the entire week leading
I
up to the
will.
Washington
I
Eagles
will.
game.
So
Dude, I want him to wake up everybody with like this giant megaphone. Skull!
Just 3 o'clock in the morning.
Just sitting
yeah, Ryan
outside
in
of my
his
apartment.
courtyard in front of his apartment.
Skull!
Skull! It's like shut
And
up.
everyone thinks you're doing it for the World Cup, but you're really just doing it for the for the Vikings.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, if the Vikings go on to the Super Bowl, I will freak out. Absolutely.
We'll have to
freak
do
out.
we'll have to do some
We're gonna
reconnaissance
have
on
to do
that.
something. Because I have
We'll
literally
just fly
been
to the Super Bowl game.
No, why not?
yeah.
Yeah,
there you
you
go.
know, it's whatever. It's
Yeah, it's
casual.
whatever. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. All right.
We'll find a way. Someone
All
will
right.
sponsor us.
The lock
Shout out Brett
here.
Coleman.
Yeah, shout out Brett Coleman.
So let's go ahead and do locks. Josh, go ahead with yours.
How it cannot be this guy? I mean, it's Fields.
Fields. All right. So we got a QB in our lock.
Yeah.
All right, Ethan, let's go ahead and do yours next.
Oh man, that's
Oh,
come back to me.
you trying to pick? I'll go ahead and do mine. My lock
Yeah.
for this week is CD Lamb versus Minnesota.
Ooh, I like it.
I don't think our
like
secondary
it.
is great. I think Dak is going to pick it apart with either Schultz or CD. And I don't know, man. I don't have a lot of faith in Minnesota's defense. And I think our offense is high powered enough to where we will make them keep up with us. So
Funny enough, the Vikings defensive philosophy feels very Dean Pease to me, where it's the bend, don't break.
Yeah.
But when it comes to red zone, we're gonna force a turnover.
Yeah. And our secondary was quite surprising considering that, Andrew Booth was put in. I think it was
Andy
in
Booth.
the third quarter, third or fourth quarter, and that was the first game, like first NFL game that he was in.
Yeah, he's been hurt a lot.
Yeah. So
and he showed up.
the fact that
Yeah,
he was in and
he's
he,
good.
I think he defended that pass to Knox in the end zone. I think he was the one that defended that pass. It was like,
if he was healthy, he would have been a first round pick. If he stays healthy, he's going to be a really good corner.
Yeah. And him with Dantzler and Harry the Hitman, it's going to be a good secondary.
A Harry Hitman.
Dude, I really hope Harrison Smith makes it to the Hall of Fame.
He should, man.
He won't.
He's not flashy.
I think like a third ballot.
He's going to get snubbed every year.
Yeah.
Like there's always going to be one person that's better than Harrison Smith.
Is he going to be in the John Lynch category, Ethan?
Yep. Oh yeah.
I can see that. I can see that.
He's consistent.
Where it's like he's going to be on every ballot.
Oh my!
But then someone's going to be like, Harrison Smith or Julio Jones or like Harrison Smith.
Yeah.
Or
So the issue also being that in the Hall of Fame, there's a wide receiver jam as well.
Yeah.
There's
or
a
like
backlog
Harrison
of receivers
Smith
too.
Or Jamal Adams. Harrison Smith or you know what I mean?
I say Harrison Smith over Jamal Adams, but I get the point.
Okay. So do you guys have any waiver pickups for this week?
My big two, I said Cole Kmet last week, so you should have picked him up, but my two this week are Christian Watson and Rondale Moore.
See, I was along those lines. I have
Christian
Watson in here just in case. For those redraft people, just in case Rodgers has found a good thing.
A bro nection.
But I also think it's a bro nection.
So just in case Rodgers has found that connection that he has missed since Devontae Adams left, just in case, you should pick him up and put him on your bench for a couple of weeks.
So much trash about Christian Watson. So much trash. And for him to turn into like his wide receiver one would just be hilarious.
So just pick up Christian Watson and just stash him.
Do it.
See what happens over the next couple of weeks. My second one is Darius Slayton. I already talked about this.
That's a good one.
Darius Slayton, he's not in a lot of leagues on Sleeper.
No, because a lot of people have avoided the New York passing offense.
But he is their only option right now, really, in their passing game.
Yeah.
He is their only option.
We all thought Wandale would be the guy, and it just hasn't happened this year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it could have been Kadarius Toney, but
could have been.
But
he didn't pass the friendship.
I would say he's my last option there as far as waivers. If you haven't picked up Kadarius Toney, I think now's your chance. Juju most likely won't play this week, based on how that his injury was. And I think, and the biggest thing that's interesting, I was looking up the stats for Kadarius Toney was the rushing yards. He had like 30 rushing yards. And I was like, if you're going to use him like that too, he definitely becomes usable.
He could.
And with that,
Debo-esque.
We've come to the end.
Well, we have not come to the end. We got one more, buddy.
Well, the end of.
That is true. End of Bus Sleeper Lock. You are correct. Ryan, do you want to throw this up?
All right.
Yes, Ryan, this was your thing.
Okay. So I was proposed a trade a couple of hours ago, and I sent it in a text message to these two gentlemen here. And they had very different opinions on what I should do in this trade.
And one of us is the running back cardinal, and one of us is not. One of us is a believer.
One of them is the newly dubbed running back cardinal,
and one of them is the number one team in the league.
It's not been consecrated yet. Sorry, and. Yes, one of them is the number.
It hasn't been concreted.
Concreted.
Okay, so
only Kevin Hart will appreciate that.
I would be sending Elijah Mitchell and a 23 third, which will end up probably being middle of the pack, to the end of the draft, depending on where I'm kind of middle of the pack right now. So that'll probably be around that. It'll probably be between 7 or 6 to 10. It won't be the 10. It'll probably be 6 or
And
7.
just to add another element to it, this is Dynasty.
This is Dynasty.
This is
yes.
yes.
So I'd be sending Elijah Mitchell and a 23 third to this other player and receiving AJ Dillon. And Josh, I'll let you guys take it away. Keep it civil.
Okay.
Keep it civil.
So
Go ahead, Josh.
actually, Ethan, start with yours because we haven't really. I kind of said mine in like a short form, so I would like to hear yours first.
I'm glad you all passed it around to me. All right, here's my thing. So, did Elijah Mitchell get 19 touches on Sunday? You know what? Yes, he did. Good job, Elijah Mitchell. You didn't get hurt. It's a big monumental achievement for you. Here's the thing, though.
Ouch.
Here's the thing, though. All right. That's not going to happen again. Okay. He's not going to get that kind of volume again with CMC there. Like, it's just, you gave up too much for CMC. He's too good of a player. Like, yes, you're going to use him in a reserve role to protect him, but his value is just non-existent with CMC there and with all the injuries he's had. Like, his laundry list of how torn up his body, like it's just too much of a risk. Like, I am abandoning ship on Elijah Mitchell, excuse me, and like get what you can from him. And if you're telling me you have an opportunity to get AJ Dillon for Elijah Mitchell, like you should have hit that accept button 50 times over. Because here's the thing about AJ Dillon, if I can go 30 seconds more, Josh, before
Yeah, go for it.
AJ Dillon is what, 24 years old?
Yes, something like that. I'll double check that.
So he's the heir apparent in Green Bay because I'm pretty sure Aaron Jones is 29. He's either 28 or 29.
He is
Which
24.
that's
Aaron Jones is actually 27.
27. Okay.
Wait,
Well,
AJ
20
Dillon,
typically.
double check
AJ Dillon. Not
I know, but
Oh.
I'm making a point.
okay.
So that's typically the death date is like 28, 29 for running backs. So, that date's coming. You've already seen it this season with Aaron Jones in the walking boot after, I think it was 2 weeks ago. So the injuries are already kind of there. Like, yes, he's getting a lot of passing work, but he's taking a lot of hits and he's hitting that death date for running backs. So he's either going to get injured and AJ Dillon's going to be the only option, or, you just don't know what's going to happen. Maybe they make a move, they try and save some money. They know that they have a young running back behind him that hasn't taken a lot of hits. And now AJ Dillon's running back 1 in Green Bay. And even if Brady leaves, right, they're still going to have to rely on AJ Dillon as their primary running back for the future. And this is a dynasty move, not a redraft. But Josh, respond.
Okay, so I'm going to start with this. I love AJ Dillon, the player. However,
that's something a non-believer would say. Continue.
I actually think you're giving too much still with Mitchell in the third, and specifically the third round pick. And here's why I'm going after this.
Okay.
So if you look at the contract for Aaron Jones and for a lot of the other players, Aaron Jones is basically stuck for the next 2 years. 2023 has a 20 million cap number with at least 10 mil dead cap either pre or post June 1st. And then in 2024 has a $16 million cap hit, about 10 million pre or post June 1st when it comes to dead cap. So he's there for the long term. Like, he's there for 2022. AJ Dillon has 1 more year on his contract after this year. And then that's it. And on top of that, so I'm concerned there that Aaron Jones is already locked and loaded for the next 2 years.
I'll tell you what.
So
can I respond to that really quickly? I want to keep going, but I want to say one thing.
Go.
Just one quick thing. You'll know more if Green Bay drafts a running back this year. Continue.
Okay, I'll give you that. That's a fair point. However, what I'm also scared about, it's not AJ Dillon the player, it is AJ Dillon on the Green Bay Packers. That's what scares me. We're expecting major transitions for this team. And this is something, again, Ethan and I talked about with Olave, is that we're expecting a massive roster turnaround
On why
that
we're
Olave
lower
has
on
to be.
Olave. Yeah.
Yeah, that Olave has to deal with. AJ Dillon's going to have to deal with. Aaron Rodgers becomes Jordan Love soon. David Bakhtiari is up there in age as a top left tackle. And then even on top of that, so if we're looking at the whole Aaron Jones is like locked into here, what will the Green Bay Packers be in 2025? And that's my fear. So that's why I was like, ooh, the third round. I actually value the third round pick more than Dillon right now. The only way I see Dillon becoming very valuable is once he's off the Packers. Because the thing is, the Packers are going to have to figure out whether they want to keep him or not. And based on the snap counts, based on everything that's happening, I don't know the answer, to be quite honest with you. And so, personally, if AJ Dillon were to say, let's go to Tennessee, I'm immediately buy the trade, like go for it. But right now, AJ Dillon, as is on the
can you imagine
on the Green Bay
AJ Dillon goes to
Packers,
Tennessee?
Yeah, that would be
Good
disgusting.
Lord.
But AJ Dillon, as of right now, playing for the Green Bay Packers, I actually don't think the grass is greener on the other side for Mitchell and a third. Now, if you want to negotiate the deal to go Mitchell in like a fifth or something, I think that's a little bit better to get AJ Dillon. But you have to bank on the fact that he's not going to play for the Green Bay Packers.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I see both of your points. I am more inclined to choose the AJ Dillon side just for longevity, I guess. Because Elijah Mitchell, he's still on his rookie deal. So he's there for at least another 3 years. AJ Dillon is a prime backup.
Yeah.
Elijah-
Mitchell will have 2 more years.
He's almost like an
after this
upgraded
year.
Madison.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say that's fair, except I wish Green Bay would use him like Madison.
Yeah.
If
can I ask one more question before?
If he was being used like he was being used at the beginning of this season, then I would buy this right away because he would be a plug and play flex spot. But he's not being used in the passing game whatsoever. So I don't
there
know.
You have it.
Honestly, I've got
That's the team.
this. So
that's fair. Ethan, what was your question going to be?
Yeah.
All right. So before we close out, I want to ask one question. All right. So Josh brought up the point that he might be going somewhere else after this year. Where's your top landing spot for AJ Dillon next year?
I'm actually before AJ Dillon, we've got to rehome Madison because at the end of this year, Madison is going somewhere. We don't know where.
I mean, let's bring up the person we brought up before, Swift.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about all NFC North running backs at this point. Oh, actually, yes, we can. Monty.
Monty. So I actually see a lot of.
So we have Monty, AJ Dillon, Madison, and Swift.
All are going to
probably
find a new home soon.
Yes,
and maybe Jacobs too.
Yeah, and Jacobs.
Yeah, but let's stick specifically to the NFC North because I find that really ironic.
Yeah, we may have to do a whole episode on that near the end of the year. Maybe during the playoffs we can do that.
The AFC North,
maybe
a story of mismanagement, a story of running back mismanagement.
Yeah, I mean that's just really weird. So, all right, to answer your question about AJ Dillon, I would love to see Tennessee. I just think if you want to prepare for post Derrick Henry, which I think is it's coming sooner than we think, but it's still kind of a ways away.
The end of the game.
I would just get AJ Dillon, and then it's like, oh, by the way, you thought you had to deal with Derrick Henry for 30 carries. Let's give.
Oh, you
AJ
thought we were
Dillon
done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you? Yeah. Yeah, let's give AJ Dillon like 15 carries and see how you really want to do this.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a very interesting plugin.
And I think you can make that same point for maybe Atlanta
Atlanta,
too.
actually Atlanta
I mean,
was
I know
going to,
they have Algier, but like
yeah, but
because
like
Algier
say,
has been
Well,
really good.
and I
But a
also want to
1-2 punch
say
of AJ Dillon and Algier. Oh,
yes.
you've
oh
also
And
my
got to
then
look
you
out
mix
gosh.
in
for
Cordero.
you also got to look out for the Cardinals too, because I have a
I
feeling that
I
Connor
would
I
is
was
hope he
thinking
done with
doesn't.
Cardinals too a little
got
bit.
done with
I would
Connor.
hope he doesn't go to the Cardinals
I
personally.
don't the scheme for him going to
Yeah,
Cardinals, but I could see that move happening.
Any one of
the
these,
scheme
any
the
one
scheme
of
would have
these
to change.
guys can go to the Cardinals.
I think
My
Madison would be a really nice would be really nice. And then
That's
I think Swift
yeah,
to me Swift to the Rams is a foregone conclusion.
yeah. And see,
Oh yeah.
that's why I've
Well,
stashed
especially with
Madison in one of my
McVay, like that's
leagues.
the guy who would get it out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I stashed Madison in one of my leagues. I know he's going to go somewhere. I have a feeling that somebody is going to pay him because he has proven
Yeah.
himself that he can handle the workload.
On top of that, look at again this year that we talked about at the very beginning of the episode. The run game is back.
Yeah.
I think people will pay up for running backs. I'm not saying massive contracts, but like getting a proven back in there, absolutely.
For sure. Well,
So Monty is the next guy.
yeah. Well, guys, that's about it. That's our dream lineups for this week. Um,
That's
yeah,
our preview with
that's
That is our
it.
multiple big
preview.
So then that
questions
is our
Yeah.
preview for this week 11.
and an orientation for me apparently.
Me
Yes.
coronation.
So
A me nation.
that's about it, guys. I think we're done. We've talked about all we needed to talk about. I'm glad we got that trade out of here because I've been thinking about it the last
Yeah.
couple of hours and I still don't know what I want. Because both of you guys made some good points. But yeah. So for those of you listening on YouTube, like and subscribe. It helps us get
Please.
our videos out there to people so more and more people can listen to us ranting about football.
Yeah.
We would appreciate it greatly.
And
Also,
it gets
while
us
you're
into the algorithm.
yeah,
The
while you're
mysterious
here,
algorithm.
go and check out all of our social media pages at Last Place FP. That's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of them. We post updates every once in a while. But make sure to go and like our pages, check us out. So that is week 11. We will see you guys for news and injuries, which should be coming out Saturday. Is it afternoon?
Saturday night.
Saturday night before the games.
So
Be sure to
check
us
it out before you set your lineups.
Yep, check us
Yep.
out before you set the lineups, and we'll see you Saturday night.
Yep. See you Saturday night. Don't forget, we will have our playoff preview next week.
Yes.
So it's going to be time for that.
Yes.
Which that's gonna be fun
Yes.
because there's some interesting
gonna be
stuff that we
juicy.
got to look through. Very juicy.
It's gonna be
And
juicy.
so don't forget to like and subscribe. And Ethan, hit him with the quote.
Always remember, sometimes you're right. Sometimes you're right.
All righty. We'll see you guys
The
very
man sitting
soon.
next to
You
me.
got to put a little emotion into it. You're just like a robot.
Sometimes you're right, and sometimes you're right.
Oh my God.